Yes! Alrighty. What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, an 18-time, 18-time Extreme Heavyweight Champion of the World, Peter Joseph here, for another video number 2 on your 2 for Tuesday, August the 19th, 2025, or if you're watching on a replay, it is officially now, as I'm talking to you, right now, now, everything I'm saying right now is happening right now. What happened to then? You missed it. You missed it, sorry. But it is officially, right now, August the 20th, 2025, or if you're watching on the replay, it's gotta be August the 20th, 2025. Anyway, but whatever. But anyway, thank you for watching video number 2, right here on the very motherfucking #1 ranked channel on YouTube, very legendary, home of all things ranting, the very legendary Rant. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below, on this channel and my other channels as well. Show your love and support. With that, don't forget to leave a comment on the video if you like. If you want to, it's not, I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to, don't be stupid, because if you leave stupid comments, bye to you. You get sent to the Shadow Realm, where Satan and Ozzy will eat your soul. They'll do it, trust me. And that's pretty much it. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell, turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because if you miss anything, you need to get slapped very violently in the face. Because you, yes you, are SOL. And you know what that means. If you don't know what it means, look it up. So I have the internet. Google. So that's that. And if you're brand new here, we'll get to that in a minute. If you're brand new here, well, welcome to the party, pal! We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, you grab that cold one. Put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, well, fuck off and get out of here. Go to your dead channel that nobody cares about. And that's pretty much it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, after midnight, we're gonna get it on, oh yeah. Okay. I butchered an Eric Clapton song, I'm sorry, but there's 2 versions of that song, and it's, if you didn't even know that. There's the slow rock version, and then there's like the up-tempo rock, a little bitty tip of metal in there. That one I like better than the old school one, but just saying. Good shit from Eric Clapton, a legendary guitar player. Legendary. Where we got that? Alright, so it's after midnight, August the 20th, 2025. We're a little over a week and change away from Labor Day weekend, the unofficial end of summer. Sorry, kids. The summer is over. I am in command. Twisted Sister. Okay, we'll get that. Love that song. But anyway, we got that. So it's about to end the beautiful month of August. We start September. Got a few more weeks. We got I'd say about a month from now left of actual summer. And then we begin the beautiful season of fall. Halloween's around the corner. And then the holiday season creeping up behind that. So, end of the year will almost be here. Level 49 will be here too. With the greatest month in the world. With the greatest people in the world that celebrate birthdays. Ozzy's birthday's coming up. That's going to be a very sad day. I think it's December the 3rd. So, when Ozzy's birthday comes, we're going to be crying like little babies. Not crazy babies, but we'll be crying up a storm for Ozzy's, I believe, 76th, 77th birthday. Sadly, he's not with us. He passed away a few weeks ago. Damn. And we got that. We miss Ozzy every day. I think we all do. In the music realm, basically. But Ozzy was a legend. He was for Ozzy, we wouldn't have great bands like, like Motorhead and, you know, let me cue icy from Motorhead, we played Rockaroo, you know. Rock out with your cook out, alright, you know, stuff like that. You know, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, even in this moment. And Conquer Divide, and pretty so you know, so many others have been influenced by Ozzy and Black Sabbath, and, you know, just good shit. Well, we got that. Yep, so, counting down the days to the end of the year, my friends, and, the greatest month in the world, the greatest people in the world, and don't forget level 49, and all that other good stuff. But we got that. But we'll get there eventually, but moving on. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this late Tuesday, Wednesday, well, actually, we'll call it a late Tuesday / Wednesday for you people on the replay crew. Before I start the actual video, thank you so much. We have finally hit 500 subscribers. Got right over that hump finally. It took a while, but we finally got over 500. If it wasn't for the freaking YouTube purge a few years ago, I would say we'd be close to 1,000 by now. Well, that's what happens when YouTube fucks up, but I'm not going to get into that. But thank you so much for 500 subscribers. We're at 502. Check my actual thing. I think it's 502. Yeah, 502 subscribers. So thank you for that. And now we're on the road to 600. Whenever that may be. And eventually we'll get to 1,000, maybe in a year or two. We'll see what happens with all that. But once again, thank you to everybody, and even you fuckers out there that love me so much. Love you too. But pretty much you can rot in hell. And let me do that. Let me do a toast to all you great people out there. So, to all my faithful subscribers, good and bad, thank you so much. So, let me toast you guys. For those who wish us well, and for those who not, you can pretty much go to hell. I messed up the line, but it is what it is. It's really, I think it's for those who wish us well, the other people can go to hell. So all you haters, you can go to hell. And Ozzy and Satan will eat your soul. We got that. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, check out my Raw review I just did a little earlier before NXT. So check that out. Link down below in the gobbledygook. And that's that. Alright, after 8 minutes of spiel, let's get to the video. Alright, I haven't done a rant in a while. I think the last rant I did, the actual rant, because I've been doing shorts, which are epic, by the way. The last rant I did was basically 2 weeks ago. Talk about the whole ESPN WWE deal, where you have to pay $30 a month starting next year, and you get WrestleMania. And I did put the update that if you have ESPN on Dish or your local cable company, you don't have to pay $30 a month. It comes with it, so I got that. I get it free. Ha! Thank the Lord for ESPN, and thank the Lord for Dish TV. Rich man's cable. Not that I pay a lot for it, but pay a nice round number. Not a lot though, because I got a lot of channels, but I don't even pay that money. I pay under $100 a month. I do have, because I have a price lock contract which ends pretty much 2 months from now. I'm gonna renew that, and then I got another contract because I got a new receiver, a new box, because my old box was shit, and they gave me the new box free of charge. Then because I had issues with the box, and then I had issues with the satellite. I wanted a new satellite. I wanted that free of charge, but I was like, nope. You gotta pay us $49.99 for that. I'm like, come on, really? So I had to put a new box. I had to take the old dish off. And then put the new dish, like, next to it and then get the signal. There was a signal issue. I shouldn't even have paid it. Because the stupid tech that came was a fucking moron. Now it works. Right, now you put up a dish I had to pay 50 fucking bucks for. I couldn't even get a refund. That's the price you pay for, you know, being a loyal customer for 10 years now. Sometimes you get fucked, so. But, you know, I'm not gonna call Dish and say, hey, you fuckers, why did I have to pay 50 bucks for a new dish? You almost ripped up my house. He almost did, too, because he took down the freaking dish. He tried to take off the mount. He's like, oh, I can't take off the mount. I'll rip a hole in your house. I was like, fucking leave it. Who cares? Who cares? I'll be out of this house pretty, I don't know when, a couple of years maybe. Maybe a year or two. I'm going to be out of Castle Del Joseph and then into new Castle Del Joseph. Where? You wish you knew. Not down there. Tell you that much. Might be over there. Up there. Down there. Up, you know. Not that anybody gonna come down there, or out there, but it is what it is. We move on with that. But yeah. So anyway, that was the last rant I did. But this rant, I hope it gets a lot of views. I'm not doing this for views. I'm not doing it for attention. I'm just doing it because I have to. And I'm going to give this guy credit. I was like flipping through YouTube and I see a good buddy, the wrestling otaku. He did a video on his channel. I'll link the video in the gobbledygook. And I will also link the video that he was talking about as well in the gobbledygook. So, Otaku does a video, basically like a rant, and it was titled, Vince Russo praises JD, our good buddy JD, from New York. I'm like, what? Vince Russo praises JD as the AEW leader in the locker room? Really now? So, I'm not going to play the video, but I'm going to see if I can go to it. Alright, the video that, not Otaku did, okay. Otaku's video was titled, Response to Vince Russo claiming JD from New York 206 is the most important voice to the AEW locker room. And he took the video, he did that because Vince Russo, on his stupid lame channel, put up a video called The Most Important Voice the most important voice, I can't even talk. The most important voice in the AEW locker room. Now, what do I think about Vince Russo saying that to JD? I say this. Really now? Really now? A big fucking schmuck like fucking Vince Russo, bro, a dumb New Yorker roots for a dumb fucking lame duck team like the fucking New York Skankies, even though they won. Don't get me started because they beat Tampa Bay. Who cares? Who cares? I hope they choke in September. But anyway, Vince Russo, bro, does a video where he has, his, good buddy, what's this guy's name? Jeff Lane. And they're talking about, at the start of the video, and like I said, I'll link the video down below. Basically, the start of the video, Jeff talks about a tweet that JD made on his garbage Twitter page, which should be taken down immediately. That too. And, JD talks about Trivium, the band Trivium, great band by the way. Big up some Matt, my good buddy Matt, in Trivium. He's a good guy. Hangs out with In This Moment a lot too. Good guy. Anybody who hangs out with In This Moment is a good person in my book. We'll get that. So anyway, he talks about Trivium, and talk about bands, they evolve and stuff like that. Let me see if I can read. Let me get my glasses. Nerd time! Alright, JD says, bands come and go, but to stay consistent for so long is the hardest part. These guys are one of the most consistent bands in this space, meaning, whatever you meant by that. New Trivium single dropped today. We'll go listen to that. Probably the absolutely, trying to see this. Absolutely best the band has ever sounded. The production on this thing is amazing. And then he said something about 5 minutes. So that's that. Alright. So he makes that tweet, and then a couple minutes later, Tom Pescock, meaning Baron Corbin, basically, that's his name, Tom Pescock, what was his name, Tom Pescock, I'm sorry, Tom Pescock, Baron Corbin, basically, he writes, "That's my boy, they're so good, I was so pumped, that was part of my killer myself," or something like that. I'm like, okay, hey, if Baron Corbin loves Trivium, why not? And then after that, Dax the Axe Hardwood, who has a major beef who's had a major beef, I don't know if he still has it, but we know Dax Hardwood, responds to that and says, "You're still talking to this guy? You actually talk to this guy?" I'm like, damn, Dax, tell us how you really feel about JD. Right? I'm trying to go to what Dax said. Dax said, Crows, you talk to this guy? Yeah, anybody who talked to JD is a fucking idiot. But I digress. So anyway, so I talk about the tweet, and now Dax Hardwood, Dax Hardwood's comment, and then freaking Russo goes on this big freaking thing that JD is like the savior of AEW. He's the voice to the AEW locker room. I'm like, what? How could he be the voice of the AEW locker room when he's been bashing AEW for how long? He hates AEW. He can bash it anytime he wants. Because he's a WWE mark. He's a fucking shill. He's doing this to Triple H's balls. That's what he's doing. He's sucking off Hunter. Because he wants to get a job there. You think anybody wants him there? Nobody wants to deal with this guy. AEW hates him. Tony Khan especially hates him. The locker room hates him. They want nothing to do with him. He tried mingle with the AEW superstars, and he got kicked out because he's a fucking mark. They don't want nothing to do with him. Dax buried him on Twitter. Everybody's been burying him on Twitter. Ricochet, Mercedes Moné, to name a few, Alexa Bliss, Braun Strowman. Everybody on fucking YouTube and social media burying this motherfucker from upstate New York. I think he lives in Westchester. I'm not doxing the guy, but that's where he lives. He lives in New York. I think he's like upstate New York somewhere, like the Westchester area, somewhere around there. But whatever, who cares? Fuck him. But yeah, he has said a lot of shit about the professional wrestling business. And then you got a guy like Vince Russo who hated the business, and then he got lucky and, joined the WWE and basically saved the WWE from basically almost going bye-bye. And he was such a big part of the Attitude Era with his ideas. He killed Owen Hart. It wasn't Vince, it was Vince Russo. And maybe, Vince McMahon, too, because of the blue blazer gimmick when, we would see Owen coming down from the rafters like before Sting did that. Around the time, no, I think it was around the time Sting did it, too. I could be wrong. But, so he's doing that, and then at that pay-per-view where he was supposed to win the belt from the Godfather, we all know what happened at I think it was Over the Edge. 1999, we sadly fell down from the rafters in Kansas City, Missouri, at I think it was the Kemp Arena. And sadly, he passed away. Now, I know he wanted to make a big grand entrance and everything, and then Vince said, oh, it's fine and everything. Vince McMahon, I should say. And, Owen's like, I don't know about this, because it was really high up in the Kemp Arena. And Vince's like, oh, it's fine, you're fine. Because he tried it himself, and he was like, it's fine, Owen. But still, it was a dumb Russo and McMahon idea. It would have been better if he would have came out regularly through the fucking tunnel, or came maybe like he used to do when he came down from the rafters near the entranceway. But he wanted to come from the tippy top of the Kemp Arena. Boom, dead. What would have happened if Owen was pleading not to do it? But how Vince says, oh, we gotta do it, come on. It's gonna be great for the show, Owen. No wonder Martha Hart is pissed. That's why Owen's not in the Hall of Fame. Because of that reason. But anyway, so Russo leaves, goes to WCW, and basically killed WCW with his horrible ideas. Horrible ideas. Day one, from day fucking one, I agree with Otaku in most of his video. From day one, Russo sucked so bad. No wonder WCW went down in the ratings. Because you have Russo at the helm, booking all these garbage, and he's an on-screen character. The whole thing with Bash at the Beach, where Hogan didn't want to deal with the guy, and he just said, alright, I'll win the belt, and then I'll drop the belt. I'll just drop the belt to Jarrett. Yeah. No, I was right the first time. Jarrett just laid down for Hogan. Hogan wins the belt, and he's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. Drop the belt. And then they had Booker T win the belt at Bash at the Beach. I think was just the worst pay-per-view in one of the worst pay-per-views in WCW history. There's another one uncensored, I forgot what year, I was just, couldn't even deal with that. I think it was the one with Macho Man and there was Macho Man and Hogan in that Doomsday cage. It was just, I couldn't stand that match. It was like, you have the ring and then you have a side ring near the freaking entrance, like a not a Triple Cage Tower of Doom match, but it's like, you have to you start at the top of the cage and then you have to go all the way down. And then you had, like, levels, you had, like, all the 4 horsemen, and you had Kevin Sullivan and people trying to beat the crap out of Hogan and Macho Man, and then Macho Man and Hogan won the match anyway. It was just I just didn't like the match at all. It was a good concept, but match-wise, I think that was a Russo idea. Or maybe it was before Russo, but I forget. But anyway, then you had the Judy Bagwell on a forklift fucking thing, and then you had Viagra on a pole. This ridiculous bullshit, and WCW died in 2001. Vince bought it. Vince McMahon bought it. And then Russo goes to TNA, of all things, he goes to TNA. You know, had that whole thing with SEX, I believe, when he was first there. I think it was part of XEX, which I forgot who was in that. I think it was Skipper and a couple of other people were in that. And then he has a whole thing with Jarrett. J-E-W-F-J-E-W-F-J-E-W-E-T. That's Jeff Jarrett. And then he basically almost killed the company with his stupid ideas that made Spike TV, because they were on Spike TV, a major network at the time, which is now, I think, True TV. They got kicked off of Spike. Then they had to, like, maneuver and go to all these channels that nobody knew, like Pop! And, Destination America. They went to Pursuit at one point. Now they're on Access TV. They could be going to CW11 right now because they got better management and a better director in Carlos. A better president, I should say, in Carlos. And they have the WWE partnership right now with NXT, which is going amazing right now. And where's Vince Russo? Sitting on his ass at home doing a lame podcast. Yeah, that's 59,000 fucking subs. And that's it. Right now he has, the video he did has a little over 9,000 subs. Over 9,000 subs. I mean, views, I should say. And I watched most of the video, and I laughed when he said that JD is the most important voice to the AEW locker room. Who are you to say that? Russo, you mark. You're just praising JD, glazing and sucking his tiny cock. Because he's a fellow New Yorker, right? He's a New Yorker who roots for the Braves. A garbage team. And he won in 2022. Big fucking deal. What have they done lately? Your boy, Ronald Acuna, gets hurt every fucking season. He's hurt this season too. Where are the Braves now? Almost in last place. Horrible. Go root for a better team. Don't even dare to come to the Mets. Don't you dare, because I will go to Steve Cohen, I will go to David Stearns and the Met offices and have you banned from Citi Field. I haven't said one bad thing about the Mets. I know there's times I hate the Mets for doing the bullshit, you know, with Mendy, you know, why did you leave this guy in? But I've been a Met fan true and true since 1981, motherfuckers. There's a little bitty hoaxer dude. And I've gone through the good years. I've gone through the great years when they won the title in 86. When they were National League champions in 88. And they just ran to Oral Hershiser Don't get me started with that series. And then the bad years in 1990 when they lost over 100 games. The Bobby Bonilla years, and still going with the Bobby Bonilla thing. 5 more years to go, at least, I think, with the Bobby Bonilla Day contract. Ugh. Worst fucking thing ever. You know, the 90s were just bad. And I was like, I can't watch this team half the time. I didn't say I was never going to be a fan. I was going to, like, take this fucking jersey off and burn it. There had been times I wanted to do that, but I'm like, no, I don't want to let my team down. And all my friends that are Met fans down. I'm like, yeah, well, you're going to be my friend. Like, you know, been there in 2000 when they sadly lost to the Yankees, even though the Yankees cheated in Game 1. Been there in 2006 when Heartbreak City, I mean, the catch of baseball with Andy Chavez in Game 7. And then Carlos Beltran just looks at a mean old wicked curveball. And the Mets' dreams just went bye-bye. The collapse of 2007. You know, and then they had bad years and get rid of, Willie Randolph and all the other coaches. Then the resurgence in 2015 when they went all the way to the World Series, swept the Cubs in the NLCS, go to the World Series against Kansas City, and then laid an egg. 2016, the collapse, and basically lost to the Giants in a wild card round, which was only 1 game. Now it's 3 games. Then it was 1. You know, then the on and off good years from 2017, 2018, into the pandemic year, which they could have went to the playoffs and just ran out of gas again. 2021, not a great year. 22, which they collapsed in 22 because the Braves just went amok. They had the division and then they barely get to the playoffs and lose in the first round of San Diego, which San Diego was. They were stinking and then they somehow made the playoffs. They get beat because they can't beat you Darvish. And they had a monster pitching staff. Chris Bassett-Hound, Scherzer, DeGrom, and all 3 of them, the big 3 starters, just laid a fucking egg. If DeGrom didn't win Game 2, they would have got swept. They got that. 23, didn't, another collapse, and then bye-bye. And then last year, they stunk for up to May 31st, and then June 1st, it just went crazy. Probably one of the best Met seasons in history. Make the playoffs. They had a lead, and then, what happened? Bleh. And they had to win on Game 163, which was that double header. They won Game 1 to get into the playoffs. And they could have won Game 2 to take the division. Obviously, they didn't win the division. And then they beat Milwaukee in that the Pete Alonso game. Beat the Phillies. Beat the Filthies. To go to the NLCS against the Dodgers. And just ran into the buzzsaw that was the eventual champion Dodgers. But, it is what it is. But still, JD's a mark. He's from New York and he roots for the Braves. I know, I'm from New York. I root for the Jets. I root for the Mets. I don't root for the Yankees unless they're playing the Braves or anybody in the National League East. That's the only times I actually root for the Yankees. But, it's not like the Skankies. Bunch of steroid-using people that are Judgy Wudgy and Stanton. Yeah, Judgy Wudgy hit 1 today. Big deal. Number 40. Big deal. And Judgy Wudgy might be DH for life. Because from what I heard from Michael Kay, that he can't throw anymore. because of his elbow issues. He can't throw it hard anymore. So they're just going to make him DH for the rest of the season. I mean, do what you got to do, but if I was Judge, just take the fucking UCL and get out of here. That's what Alvarez has now. He's out. He's out right now. He's on the injury list. He wants to get the surgery, which will put him out for the season anyway. So Alvarez will be back next spring. Another injury for the Mets, but, you know. But with Judgy Wudgy, you know, he was this close to having Tommy John surgery. And now he can't grip a ball, can't throw it as hard as he does. I mean, if he does play right field or center field and somebody's coming home, how's he going to throw the ball all the way to home to get the runner out? He can't do it because if he does that, he's going to blow his arm out. He's going to be out for who knows how long. I don't know if he's, I mean, he stinks in the regular season. He's good in the regular season, but when the playoffs start, so the Yankees make the playoffs, they're going to need Judgy Wudgy, his bat, basically. And, you know, like I said, he just stinks in the playoffs. So I don't see the Yankees going anywhere in the playoffs because they have to run into buzzsaws like Toronto. I mean, they could probably get past Toronto, but if they face Houston, who's basically the Yankees' daddy over the last few years, I don't even think they'll make the World Series again like they did last year. And then, you know, the Dodgers just went up 3-0. They won Game 4. Like, yeah, it was a gimme game for the Yankees. They were up 5-0 in Game 5, and then the 5th inning. It seems like that's been happening every game this season with the Yankees. 5th inning. With the Mets, the 4th inning. And nobody gets out. None of the pitchers can get past the 4th inning. I mean, tonight, Peterson pitched a gem. 8th inning. Woo! That's what we need. Keep the bullpen, you know, which has been taxed for most of the season. Keep him there. I mean, keep him in the bullpen. Just bring in, you know, one of the long relievers for the 9th inning. We don't need, like, Halsey here. We don't need Diaz. We're playing the Nationals, who suck. We should beat the Nationals. We should sweep this series. Will they? Don't know. And then we got Atlanta this weekend, JD. So you know, pack a lunch. You know, the Braves have won like I think 7 out of 9 or 7 out of 10, something like that, or 6 out of 10, somewhere around that area. So yeah, they've been beating the Mets this 6 out of 9 or whatever it was. They got a big 3-game series this weekend in Atlanta, which the Mets have barely won. But, it's going to be a big series for basically the Mets. Atlanta's just playing spoiler right now because they're not going anywhere. But in any case, let's get back to the whole video and get to JD. But JD being the important voice of the AEW locker room makes me laugh. For a guy, like I said before, hates AEW. The wrestlers hate him. I think every wrestler in AEW, in WWE/NXT, pretty much in TNA, they hate this guy. They want nothing to do with him. He got kicked out of House of Glory, or as I call it, House of Boring, because his commentary is boring as fuck. Me and Joe Cronin could do way better commentary than that fucker. This lonely motherfucker from upstate New York. I don't even think he has a girlfriend. If he does, to that poor lady, you should get out when you can. I think he's a lonely motherfucker. He had a cat and it died. Sad for him, but, I had 2 cats, and they're both gone. Like, it's coming up on 1 year since I lost the wrestling cat, Zuzu. I miss that little shit, you know. You know her, you love her. You can't get enough of her. I wish she was here right now. Meow, can't feed me. But yeah, he got kicked out of House of Glory by Mercedes Moné, who he shit on. He still shits on. He shits on all the women's wrestlers. I wonder why, JD. Because you can't get anybody hotter than half the women in the AEW and WWE locker room. This is the only pussy you could actually get was from your cat. Oh, but Peter, you running away my cat. I'm gonna be started with the cat raping thing. It's just ridiculously stupid. And nobody cares. I don't abuse my animals. I never did. And I never will. I'm not like another person we know. Just saying. That guy should have been in jail for child abuse and animal abuse. But, you know, he is what he is. He's a douchebag. Hangs out with another douchebag from that same state. But in any case, both of them can suck a fat cock. But it is what it is. But yeah, JD's just a fucking womanizer. He's a fucking mark. He's a shill. He's probably the... I hate to use the term to him and Russo. They are the 2 biggest cancers in the IWC. They are. I'm sorry. I would put Sean's Entertainment in there, but at least Sean has some credit. I hate doing this. I hate admitting it, but Sean is way better than JD. Miles above JD. I know he took after JD, but still. I'm not admitting this. I'd rather watch a Sean's Entertainment video than a JD video. Even with Sean's clickbaiting garbage. I'd rather watch Sean over JD. Because all JD does is bash AEW. He bashes wrestling. The same thing like that fucking Russo does. And then he tells people, oh, we need to grow up. Because we hate wrestling. We hate what the product is giving us right now. Yeah, we have a right to say that, Russo, you idiot. We're not going to go to levels that JD's going and bashing women and bashing AEW left and right on his fucking lame as fuck reviews. I'll bash AEW here and there. I'll bash WWE here and there for the product. But some of the things I'm just like, huh? But I'm not gonna go out and bash like fucking Mercedes Moné. I mean, I used to like her. I think she's a beautiful woman, but she has an ego. I'm not gonna go into detail and bash her for that, but I have my own opinion. Like JD sort of has his own opinion, but his opinion is like, everybody has an opinion, like everybody has an asshole, But JD's asshole stinks, but that's another story for another time. I can't stand JD, I can't. And I'll bash him until the cows come home. He's just, he's getting money, he has to be getting money from WWE to bash AEW. He doesn't even review NXT. Why, JD? Why don't you cover NXT? I mean, if you do, okay, but I might have missed some episodes, but I don't care what. All he does is he covers Raw, covers SmackDown. He'll do his AEW review with, I forgot his name, from Chicago. He's from Chicago, I forgot his name. I'm sorry, but, I feel bad for that guy because he has to listen to JD JD just go off on AEW and how bad it is. And bury Tony Khan and bury the women's division and bury Ricochet and bury, all these other people. And then and then when he gets buried by Dax Harwood, when he gets buried by Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss, Charlotte Flair, Rusev, and like everybody under the sun, he's backpedaling, playing the victim card. I don't know, but the Vince Russo, of all people, to glaze this fucker, saying he's the important voice in the AEW locker room, I think is laughable, and I think it's the biggest joke right now. Even AEW doesn't even want him in the locker room. They want him near the press conferences. So when he goes to London for All In or Out or whatever it may be, Double or Nothing, whatever, Full Gear, whatever, he wants to get in that press conference. He wants to talk to these, he wants to do interviews for his fucking lame channel. And these wrestlers don't want anything to do with him because of what he says on the internet and on his dumb podcast. I may say things about a wrestler like Darby or like William Yuta, but it's just my opinion. I just personally don't like their character. Not the man, the character. I'll watch a William Yuta match, like, this guy sucks. And I know people are going to say, oh, you wish death on Roman. Character. Not the man Joe Anoy, or Anoy, or whatever his last name is. Anoy, I think it's Anoy, but it's not Anoy. But whatever. Yeah, I said what I said back in the day, because people still bring the fucking shit up. It was like everything else, everybody lives in the past. Get to 2025, you fuckers. But yeah, I wish death on Roman. But then when he had his cancer thing, I took everything back. I was a man about it. I said to Roman and his fans, I'm sorry for wishing death on him, and that's it. And I moved on. And now I'm a big, huge fan of Roman. And it's not because of another person on YouTube. A certain woman, we all know who she is. Not because of her. I just had a change of heart. I mean, Roman came back after he came out saying he has leukemia. I said cancer, but I meant leukemia. I was sad. I was like, damn, this is a real person. And I felt bad. I did a video apologizing to Roman and his fans, and to WWE, and all of wrestling, and YouTube as well. And then when he came back, and he said, I'm in remission, y'all. I was like, yeah! I was a fan. I became a big fan of Roman right then and there. And I'm still a Roman fan today. And yeah, I hate John Cena. I hated John Cena for years. I never wished death on a guy. Same thing with Charlotte Flair. I just have my opinion about these people. I don't like their character. Character. Keyword, character. And when I say, oh, I wish she was dead, or wish she was dead, I meant the character. I want something different. I don't want to have 7 years of Charlotte Flair rammed down on my throat. So when I see a Charlotte Flair match, I don't even bother to watch. That back then. Same thing with Cena. And then when Cena turned, finally, even though that lasted, 4 months? I was a big fan of Cena. I was like, alright, no, Cena, John, I take everything back. Now he's on his retirement tour. 20 some odd years in the business in WWE, you know, you can't say anything bad about that. Even though he was rammed down our throats for 12, 13 years. You know, he's going out with a bang, per se. Don't know who his last opponent is going to be in December. I think his next opponent, next match is going to be against Brock Lesnar, whether it be at WrestlePalooza September the 20th or at Crown Jewel in October in Australia, which I think is a better place to have it instead of maybe like a rinky-dink, like maybe in Indianapolis where WrestlePalooza is going to be, or maybe they just bump into Survivor Series in San Diego, or who knows? We'll see. Maybe Brock is seeing his last opponent in Boston, Massachusetts on Saturday Night's Main Event. I don't know, but you know, like I said, I hated Cena for so long. I wish he would have just turned heel, changed gimmicks. I didn't give a shit. I just hated it. I couldn't stand it. But I never wished death on Cena when he got injured. Like, ha, he got injured, ha! You know? I knew it was wrong to do that, but it's just the way, you know, I felt about the guy. I just hated his character. Oh, he got hurt! But then he uses Super Saiyan spinach, he gets, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I'm going to end the video here because I went on too long. But I think some of you people got my point. So anyway, the Vince Russo, the JD, the biggest fucking cancers of the IWC. I got 2 words for you. Fuck you. And that's it. I can't. JD, keep bashing AEW and see what happens. Keep bashing the wrestlers, see what happens. Keep bashing lower tier fucking channels like Otaku and you know, and me. I know he says, you know, he calls me Peter Gay more and everything like that. Well, we know you're gay too. You're gay, right? Right, JD? Because I have a hot smoking wife and you don't. I'm just saying. Like I said, JD has his own opinion, but I think his opinions suck. You know, I mean, he bashes AEW. JD, if you don't want to watch AEW, then don't watch it. Stop bashing the company. Just watch WWE for the rest of your goddamn life. I mean, God forbid he watches New Japan and bashes that. Oh. You know I will bury him into the ground. I will bury him to hell if he bashes New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know it's not that great right now, but because you don't have guys like Tanahashi and Okada there, or Finn Balor, or sorry, Prince Devitt, Finn Balor, the Good Brothers, you know, the Bucks, or even AJ, Adam Cole, baby, Kenny Omega, you know, people like that. But they're building new stars like Hiromu Takahashi, Gabe Kidd, and, you know, Zack Sabre Jr. and people like that. And Takeshita, who won the G1. Can't believe Takeshita won the G1. Fuck people, Takeshita. I was hoping Tsuji win, but, at least Evil didn't win. But that's another story for another time. But, yeah, JD, just shut up. Go fuck yourself. Vince Russo, bro, go fuck yourself. And that's all I gotta say about that. Leave me your thoughts and opinions about JD and Vince Russo. I will put the links, like I said, to the videos down below. Watch them. Critique them. You know, if you want to leave your comments, leave it down below in the comments section, and that's that. Don't forget to leave a like. If you're a JD fan, leave a dislike, 'cause I know you do, because you kiss up to that fucker. And if he sees it, well, JD, kiss my ass. Okay? From a fellow New Yorker in a better fucking city like Brooklyn, New York. And roots for a better team like the Mets. And a better looking guy than you. Who does better commentary than you. Who actually treats the wrestlers and women better than you. Like MJF would say, I'm better than you. And you know it, JD. You know it. Even if I'm a low-level channel and I don't have a lot of subs, you got like 150, whatever amount of subs you have, who gives a fuck? Half of them are fucking fake. Because you know you buy subs like that other guy does. At least he's better than you. But I digress. So, you want to bash me or Otaku for our opinion? We don't care. You're just giving us attention. I know I'm giving you attention. I don't give a shit. I'm just giving my opinion about how much of a fucking mark and a cancer you are to the IWC and wrestling in general. Just get out of the IWC. We don't want you here. And that's that. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching, and to Vince Russo and JD. From me, the prophecy, and everybody in the IWC, we all got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man. That's it. Adios, bitch.